Hello, my friends. I have had a stash of calendars for quite a while now. Actually, they've been piling up. My family gives me their used calendars when they're done with them. And then also, my mom gave me some other ones that I don't know if she used them or not, but there was no writing on them of these cute little puppies. So adorable. So I decided I would go ahead and put them on my Cricut mats and cut them on my machine. So today we're going to use a bird calendar, a horse calendar, and a puppy calendar, and we're going to see what kind of envelopes we can make with those. I went on to the Cricut website to choose some different shapes of envelopes, and I think I tried 3 different kinds, and I did end up with a favorite. And this shape that you see right here was my favorite, and I'll tell you why. It was because I could cut out the envelope, but be successful not destroying the image. So you can see here the bird. I was able to get most of the bird onto the envelope. Some of the other shapes were not that easy. I know that some of you have a Cricut and some of you don't. So for those of you that don't have a Cricut, I'll explain to you what it will do. As you can see, it cut the envelope, but it also will score the lines where you need to end up folding it so that it makes it easier to fold. Calendar paper can be a little bit tricky because of the texture of it, but nevertheless, the Cricut still does score it. So for this particular shape, all I had to do was fold in this little piece on each side and then fold over the lower flap and the upper flap. Now, something you might notice is that you know how calendars have usually a hole at the top so that you can hang them on a wall? Well, you see one on this envelope right here on the upper flap. So some of my envelopes do have that, but I don't really care. I don't think that's going to affect anything too negatively. If I'm concerned by the time I stuff the envelope, put something in it, I can always put like a little piece of washi tape over that or something. Not all of mine ended up with the hole, but sometimes they did because I wanted to capture the image that is on the back of the envelope. So I had to move, it's hard to explain if you don't have a Cricut, but you can move your envelope according to the image so that it cuts in the proper space. So there's flexibility there is I guess what I'm trying to say. Now this shape envelope was, I think, it was my second to my least favorite. The template was just not great. It was not easy to work with. So I think I only did this one horse image on this particular one. I had to go in manually and snip out the corners. This was one that a member of Cricut contributed, and I appreciate their contribution, but it was like kind of an unfinished project. So the Cricut didn't nip out the corners for me because she didn't program it to do that. But that could be programmed in and would improve upon this envelope. But I just went in myself and snipped the corners, and that way it would make it so that when you fold the envelope over, the paper isn't bunching up. I also had to trim some end pieces on this one that really didn't belong. These don't really belong there. So I did that. So I abandoned that shape envelope because I didn't want to deal with that anymore. I'm going to show you the beautiful pile of envelopes that I ended up with. I ended up using 3 calendars, which was great. Got them out of my stash. Now I have some pretty envelopes that I can use. Without further ado, here they are. I wanted to let you know that if you don't have a Cricut, that is okay. You can still make custom envelopes. What I've done in the past is take an envelope that I already have, carefully open it up. You can steam them to release the glue, but I just usually can do it with a razor tool and undo it, and then you have your template. Otherwise, if you didn't want to go to the effort to open an envelope completely and unfold it, you can go online and you can print out a template. I love how these turned out. I love that I was pretty successful in getting the images right where I wanted them. There are a few that didn't come out so perfect. I think I saved those for last. But at any rate, it's still an envelope, and maybe I can, dress it up with washi tape or something like that so it still looks okay. I think I have a few more calendars still left in my stash that I might turn into envelopes, but I also might turn them into ephemera. I'm not quite sure yet, so I held off on those for now. One of my calendars was a Barbie calendar, and I just turned that into a journal since Barbie is the hot item right now. I will have some videos coming up very soon sharing the process of the Barbie journal. I think one is making tags, and I can't remember what the other ones are. Oh yeah, here's one of the horse ones that sort of came out different than I would have wanted. And then here's the other one that I really struggled with. So they're kind of strange, but I might be able to dress those two up. But I love the way the rest of them turned out. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, friends. If you have some old calendars laying around, don't throw them away. Don't throw them in your recycling bin. Turn them into envelopes. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching. See you soon.